When Chuck Norris does a push up, there's a story behind that. This is your daily message from chat number 1011 to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story. Because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. And this message is dedicated to my number one son, Justin Whitaker, on his birthday. Happy birthday, Justin. Here's the upgrade. You think backing down is cowardice, but upgraded thinking knows it's control. Here's the story. Chuck Norris doesn't do push ups, he pushes the earth down. Chuck Norris died this week at 86. Of course, he died peacefully in his sleep because death was too scared to take him during the day. You may wonder about the origins of Chuck Norris facts like these. They started because he really was a martial artist. His career record was 183 wins, 10 losses, and 2 draws. That's a lot of professional fights. He held black belts in 5 different disciplines: karate, taekwondo, tang sudo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and judo, and founded his own discipline, Chun Kuk Do. That is not a joke. The first Chuck Norris joke, or fact as they're usually called in this meme style, is widely believed to be Chuck Norris was once bitten by a king cobra. After 10 excruciating minutes, the cobra died. Another very early one is they tried to put Chuck Norris's face on Mount Rushmore, but the granite wasn't tough enough for his beard. That was one Chuck would share publicly as his favorite. I always have good memories of Chuck Norris because Walker, Texas Ranger was Grandpa's favorite show, and we would watch it every night when we'd visit. My favorite Chuck Norris story, though, is no joke. It comes from his book, The Secret Power Within. He wrote, "Not long ago, after a day of filming my television series, I went alone to a small Texas bar for a cold beer. As I sat in a corner booth savoring my drink, a large man towered over me and said with an edge to his voice that I was sitting in his booth. I didn't like his tone or his implicit threat, but I said nothing and moved to another booth. A few minutes later, though, the big fellow headed back in my direction. Here it comes, I thought, a local tough guy out to make a name for himself by taking on Chuck Norris in a fight. When he arrived at my new booth, he looked directly at me. 'You're Chuck Norris,' he said. I nodded. 'You could have whipped my butt back there a few minutes ago,' he said. 'Why didn't you?' 'What would it have proved?' I asked. He thought that over for a moment and then offered me his hand. 'No hard feelings,' he said. 'None,' I said, and shook his hand. I had avoided a confrontation and made a friend. I won by losing. The better story to tell yourself is, I am most powerful when under control. This story demonstrates courage, not cowardice. This story demonstrates strength under control. Chuck Norris avoided a battle and won the war. One of Jesus' favorite sayings was, "The meek shall inherit the earth." That's actually a line he got from the book of Psalms, Psalm 37. Meekness is equated with weakness. The word is praise, and that means something more like tamed. It is strength under control, like Niagara Falls that is used to generate electricity. Have you been able to tame yourself? Tell me a story of strength under control to fromchadsmith@gmail.com. Send someone a text and ask them, do you have a favorite Chuck Norris fact? You can get a free copy of my book, The Most Powerful Story in the World, by going to fromchad.gumroad.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at www.fromchad.com.